Thank you for that warm welcome. I accept your applause, not for me, but for all those Marines who did not get to come home. When I wear the medal around my neck, I do not wear it for what I did. I wear it in honor of those Marines who lost their life for the freedom of our country. I wear it particularly for two Marines who on February the 23rd, 1945, the same day that the flag went up on Mount Chiricahua, I had nothing to do with that. I would have liked to. But on that same day, two of those four Marines who were assigned to me to protect me and to shoot at the Japanese so they couldn't shoot at me, I lost them. I had no idea who they were. They were just assigned as riflemen and mounting automatic weapon protectors for me. So when I wear the medal, I wear it in their honor. Have any of you ever seen a flamethrower up close before? Anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Yeah, she's cheap. Bill here is the possessor of this flamethrower. I think might be able to buy it for about 15 grand. Yeah, I think he'd sell it for 15 grand. It's very unique in that now they have been declared a weapon that cannot be used, inhumane. That's strange. I'm going to ask Bill if he wants to tell us what this thing's all about so that you will understand what happened based on my citation of using flamethrowers. So, Bill, have you got a good big voice or do you need a microphone? Got a big voice. I didn't have that much trouble getting into it. I was smaller. You're on?
What this is called is there was two versions of this flamethrower. The first version was the M1, A1, and this is the second version. This is the M2. As you can see, it looks like kind of like a gun. It has two tanks for the fuel, and it also has a third tank with propellant. The third tank is for nitrogen, and it's propellant for the gasoline and diesel fuel. Also, in the front here, you'd have maybe 6 to 8 igniters. This trigger right here would start the igniters. These two triggers right here would propel the fuel. What the operator would do, he would take his flamethrower and start and get the fuel going, and then have the igniters ignite it, and would aim at the bottom or at the ground and roll it into any pillbox or any machine gun position. And I'd really kind of hate to be on the receiving end on one of these. Later on in the war, or later on, they would use what's called napalm. They also use these in Vietnam. As you can see on the back, there's 3 tanks. Gives you an idea. And this thing, it's fairly heavy. I don't even have this 9 loaded, and it probably weighs about 75 to 80 pounds. So I can't even imagine how much this thing would weigh fully loaded. And you can see by the size of Mr. Williams, he had a load to carry. And how many did you carry for these back and forth?
I used 6 of them.
I'm sorry?
6 of them.
6 of them. So he carried 6 of these back and forth to the front lines to take out the pillboxes. So I'll take this off right here. Show you part of it. And there's where you would put the igniters. They would be right in here. And then this would ignite it right here. And this is the cover.
If I may add to his comment, when if we were to fill this with water, which we filled with gasoline and diesel fuel, a mixture, that we worked on for a long time. We tried other kinds of fuels. We tried motor oil. We tried kerosene. But I had a gunnery sergeant who did not like what now we call napalm, but in those days we called it phosphorus gel. It was a thick, gummy stuff, so that when you fired it, it was like shooting a water hose. You had one stream of stuff coming out. And you could get about 40 to 45 yards out of it, but you had to shoot it into the air and bring it in on the target. And by the time you found your target, you can imagine holding this weapon like this and trying to find an opening, a cave or a pillbox. You can't aim it. You're firing from the waist. So we would run out of fuel, phosphorus gel, before we'd ever find the target. So he didn't like that. He said, well, work up something else, and he began working then with fuel. And we finally developed a diesel fuel and a high octane, 130 octane gasoline. That worked as long as you didn't fire it straight into the air. If you fired it into the air at something, all it did was disperse, fan out, and go nowhere, because the air resistance would stop it. It wouldn't go anywhere. So we learned that we would fire it into the ground a few yards from the pillbox or the cave, and it would roll there. The force of the propellant we used air, we didn't use nitrogen. We used plain old air tanks to air these things up. 1,500 per square inch of pressure, and that would roll the flame into the pillbox. But you had to get within about 30 yards. And make sure you didn't fire into the wind. I did that a couple of times. I lost my eyebrows and all the hair off my hand. So you learn pretty quickly. About 2 times with that, you get smart. You don't do that anymore. Any questions about this before we let him go and get off of it? It weighed 72 pounds full with what we were using, and it would last 70 seconds. If you just open it up and let it go, fired it openly all the way, you get 70 seconds. We learned and taught we'd only fire it in 2 and 3 second bursts at a pillbox or at a target. Consequently, we could get more shots out of the thing than just one shot. We crawled more than we walked. This is good target. See, imagine a guy walking with this thing on his back. He's a good target. Somebody had written, and I had no way of verifying this, that the average lifespan of a flamethrower operator, once he got into operation and was working, was 5 minutes. I have been asked many times, why didn't they get you? I don't know. I have no answer for that. Except that I have said many times, God wasn't ready for me, and the devil didn't want to do it. So, I'm still here. Bill, thank you very much for bringing that. Where do you live?
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indianapolis, Indiana. He brought this thing all the way up here today to show us this, and I think he needs a great round of applause.